2018 has been a year of wax on, wax off for Nintendo.
Show me wax on, wax off. Taps! Taps! Taps!
And along with this year's highs and lows have come a wealth of notable Switch releases, both new and old. So with that being said, let's take a look at the top 10 Nintendo Switch games of 2018. Starting at the top of the list at number 10, we have Dark Souls Remastered. When it comes to combat in video games, there's one series that's been consistently imitated but never really replicated. So it's no surprise to see the King of Hollows finally making its way over to Switch. While Dark Souls is celebrated for being notoriously difficult, it's never unfair, and the remastered version exemplifies some of the best elements of what makes this series such an enjoyable experience to play. Next up on the list at number 9, we have Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Killing Nazis has remained one of the gaming world's most beloved pastimes, and Bethesda aims to continue that tradition with Wolfenstein 2 for Switch. With everything from its intriguing cast of heroes to its satisfying fast-paced combat, Wolfenstein 2 understands how to tell a compelling story without sacrificing gameplay. And its mere existence on Switch proves that this little hybrid console is far more capable than we had ever imagined. Moving down the list to number 8, we have Kirby Star Allies. Kirby's back and better than ever, and this time he's bringing his friends with him. Now, while I've always loved Kirby as a character, I've never really been a big fan of his games. They tend to lean a little towards the easier side of gaming, and that's really no different in Kirby Star Allies. However, the ability to seamlessly play with up to 3 of your friends makes Star Allies one of the best couch co-op experiences you can currently play on Switch. Next up at number 7, we have Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. If you've never played this little gem because you skipped out on the Wii U, then you're definitely in for a treat, because Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is one of the greatest platformers ever to land on Switch. It takes the classic Donkey Kong adventure gameplay we all know and love and completely revitalizes it with gorgeous graphics and expertly refined gameplay mechanics. Not to mention there's even an all-new funky mode which makes some of the more challenging bits much more accessible to new players. Moving on down to number 6, we have Mario Tennis Aces. Mario Tennis is back and in full swing with Mario Tennis Aces. It's the 8th installment in the series and the first game to feature a fully fleshed out story mode since Power Tennis on the Game Boy Advance. Along with the addition of adventure mode, online tournaments, and a variety of characters with unique playstyles, Aces introduces a multitude of new gameplay features and mechanics that deliver an entirely new competitive edge to the series. Coming in at number 5, we have Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta has always been about kicking butt and taking names in the most stylish way possible, and the Umbral Witch has never looked or played as good as she does now on Nintendo Switch. Its incredibly deep combat system, wide variety of interesting weapons, and crazy story mode make Bayonetta 2 one of the best action games of all time and a must-play on Switch. Moving down the list to number 4, we have Celeste. Every once in a while, a game comes along that changes the way we think about video games. And while Celeste is an absolute blast to play, it's the story that really tries to do something quite different. It challenges players not only with its fast-paced and stylish platforming, but it also asks players to think deeply about real-world issues like mental health. So if you're interested in playing one of the best indie games of 2018, look no further than Celeste. Coming up at number 3, we have Dead Cells. You know, they say that imitation is the best form of flattery, and there's no doubting the amount of games that Dead Cells has been inspired by. It takes the best elements of some of the most innovative genres in gaming today and iterates on them by adding its own twist on things like progression, combat, and exploration. Moving down to number 2, we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Game Freak has invited players to revisit the Kanto region once again in Pokemon Let's Go. Except this time, the series has been reimagined with a reworked catching system, new mechanics, and a handful of welcome upgrades. It's a great entry point for new players while still maintaining a fun and compelling experience for returning players. Not to mention the beautifully rendered 3D graphics and stellar handcrafted animations make Let's Go the best looking Pokemon game to date. And finally, the number 1 Switch game of 2018 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's right, people, the biggest crossover in gaming history is finally here, and it's ridiculously good. Ultimate stands out not only as one of the best fighting games ever to be released, but also as a celebration of Nintendo and its history in video games. The new single-player Spirits mode adds an entirely new way to experience the Smash Bros. Series, and the retooled online multiplayer is sure to keep most players coming back for more. With over 70 fighters to choose from and 103 stages to battle in, Ultimate is packed with more than enough content to keep the party going for years to come, and makes good on the promise that everyone is here.